what are you looking at, like, relationship-wise? And I say, oh, I'm not looking for anything serious. Now, I'm not saying I'm not looking for anything serious because I'm focusing on my life. I'm just saying I'm just not looking for anything serious. I'm not emotionally there. That's the whole phase, for me, in my opinion.
What up, everybody? It's your favorite podcast, man, and we are back on a TV screen or on your phone that you're listening to. We're somewhere that we're playing, but it is Michael Scenario.
And I'm Murray Walgunkoya.
And you are back on Menisms. Welcome. How you doing, my G? What up? How you good? You good?
Good as always. Still recovering from Dirty December.
Let's just speak about that even because, we said it last episode. It's going to take some time still to recover.
Yes, it is going to take
January is usually dry fasting recovery month. That's everybody wants to do their fast. Everybody wants to cleanse and all that. But it's like, we also need to recover financially in terms of the man.
Of financial recovery because bruh,
some of these women are going back to their piggy-vest accounts, your savings for the whole December. While some of us guys are looking at transaction statements right now. We're just like, was this me? Yeah. Was it like I had to look at my statements even just was it this past weekend? And I was like, Myra, if you add all this up, can buy flights, can buy resources, invest.
It's actually the worst. Like, it's actually the worst. Like, there's just, you look back and be like, I didn't have to buy this.
And do you know the worst parts?
I didn't have to spend money on this.
No, the worst part is spending money on women you're not going to see again.
I think that's really the highlight of December.
That's more of the
highlight of
December
guys,
because there's some girls you guys met in December, had a good connection. Oh my God, I'm in Lagos for December. Oh my God, really? Let me take you out. All right, boom. You take her out that night. You spend for a table. You spend on drinks. Oh, we had a great connection. Oh, I'm gonna see you again sometime this week. If you happen to see her, fine. Then if you don't see her again, that's it.
That's it, really. That's really it.
That's it.
Like, that could be her first and last December in Nigeria ever. Like, you're just not gonna see her again.
See, veterans, I'm me personally, luckily I'm a veteran in this dirty December because I've played both sides. So even me, I can't lie to you. I started running away from girls because, where are you from? I'm from America.
I mean,
I'm looking for longevity.
Let's not even talk about like those that came for the shows. So you pay VVIP tickets, you and somebody else. You pay this or that show. And I'm just like, you know what? It's a good experience for people who were trying to be outside. So, if you
try and be outside,
but we've experienced December.
And the thing is, again, for us that live in Lagos, your dirty December is our calendar year.
Really?
So
I'm not even as excited. Like, someone is telling me, "Oh, come out to Velvet." I'm
like, I know many girls will message me. Oh my God, Maya, come out today. It's like, no. No.
Yeah, but nonetheless, it was a good time.
We still had a good time, of course.
Everyone
shout out to everybody that came from the abroad, all the foreigners. I don't want to say IGTV foreigners. But, we got a great topic today, yo. Very interesting topic, problematic topic that everybody will like, but we're going to be open.
It's going to trigger a lot of people, too.
We're not going to be just bragging or talking about our experiences, but we're going to educate. Because for us now, I always tell people, like, when you talk about your experiences, what's there to brag about? Say, I used to do this. Okay. But it's like we're telling our
lessons. Truth. Yeah, lessons to learn from.
Yeah, and in saying that, what's today's topic? Our Hoe Phase.
Yeah.
When was your Hoe Phase? And this goes for males and females. Because everybody, let me not say everybody, because not everybody that has that phase, but people sometimes go through a phase where, you might lose yourself a little bit.
Okay, so now that you said lose yourself, let's really say what the Hoe Phase is. So everybody knows we're on the same page and same topic, because I imagine everyone has their, different, definitions of what Hoe Phase is. Mm-hmm. But I think the one that everyone can agree is like a general definition is like basically the stage in life when you're exploring. Right, so I'm going to use.
I like how you're making it sound very politically correct.
So,
my guy said,
so
exploring.
when you're exploring, and I think that's pretty much what it is, because to me, you identify that you're in the Hoe Phase when you're trying out things. Like, you're literally, and by trying out things, not even necessarily like events, but like opposite sex, same sex. You're in a place. Yeah. I'm saying for different people.
Oh,
sorry. I'm not talking about myself.
No, I know.
Like general.
Sorry, that was such a Nigerian reaction.
Not that there's anything wrong with it, right? So opposite sex, same sex, just exploring. It's more sexual than anything. although it doesn't stop at sex. Like there's also other stuff in your whole phase.
Yeah, you can be. I feel like you can also be a hoe in terms of, like you say, going out every day.
So it's not just sex. Yeah.
Trying out different experiences that are not just sexual.
Going on dates back to back with different people.
But that's not a whole. But that's why I said there's a lot to uncover.
Yeah. So that's a whole phase in the general definition. Yeah.
The first question, as we like to say, or we always say, is when would you identify your whole phase? Like me, I identify my whole phase with confidence, and I say it because it's in the past. But university, I ain't gonna lie, them undergrad years were some interesting years. The master's year, I was calming down a lot because I'd been through the experiences of the whole phase. But I ain't gonna lie, undergrad, and the thing is, I'm so happy my whole phase happened early, because I can't imagine doing whole phase at this big age. I'm sorry. Like, first off, I'm tired already. Like, let's just start there. So even just the energy you have and the time you have as a young guy is way more than 30. We have responsibilities. We have things we actually have to handle. The only thing I had to worry about in college was, just make sure you wake up for practice every day. Make sure that you pass school. That's it.
Yeah.
Everything else is your time. And to be honest, I mean, we're going to talk about the whole phase, but like I said, I'm glad it happened early. But some days I'm just like, I look back now. Obviously, this is wisdom talking. It's like, I look back, it's like, damn, the energy I spent on the whole phase. Imagine you just started one business. The idea you had there, you could have flipped this my way. But again, we live and learn. But my whole phase was university. I mean, we'll get into that later. But what about you? When did your whole phase start or finish?
So I imagine actually that a lot of other people had their whole phases in uni. It was almost like you were going to uni for debauchery. Like that was the MO, But for me, it was quite the opposite. Like I think my whole phase was really after uni. So I dated for the entirety of my uni time. Like I had a girlfriend right from my year 1 to year 4. Like, so I didn't have, and I'm a committed guy. Like, so it's not like I could have a girlfriend and still have a whole phase. So I didn't experience any of that uni exploration that other people did. Mine kind of happened afterwards. And it's very important that I think we talk about this later. But, how does the whole phase how does the time you went through your whole phase actually like define your whole life? Because it does, right? Me going through my whole phase late, like made me see made me experience life very differently, because I wanted to be serious a little earlier than I was supposed to. Mm-hmm. And now, when I look back on the fact that I was serious when everybody else was living life or enjoying, do you get it? It makes me feel now like I'm trying to make up for that enjoyment that I missed. So you see
it's a good thing you said that, because I feel like a lot of dudes in Lagos are in that phase. Not even necessarily to where you are. Some even later. I'm talking about late 30s, 40s even.
Or even taking it to marriage and be a whole
exactly.
Like that.
So it's a very, very good point you said that, because like I said, starting early, for me, I was very exposed to the nightlife, entertainment life early, because all my older cousins and all that were doing all the parties in Lagos, London, America, and all that. So I'll be like the young cousin that's just going out. But like, again, I'm the youngest with all these girls and all that. So it's like I'm seeing it early. And then going into uni is like, there's already a little confidence because I've been around the OGs and all that. So it's like now my own phase of being single, like I'm good. Like that's why I said, like, even now, like it's easy for me being single that I'm chilling, because I've already experienced that. That's why I tell people, like, doing parties for me is easy in terms of the distractions now, because I've seen it compared to some people now. Like you just said, if you were in a relationship in the early phase that you didn't explore that life, you won't get it. It's like if you're in a relationship throughout university, that's 4 key years. You get what I'm saying? That now that you're single at 29 or something, after doing 5-year relationship, this is all brand new to you. Well, meanwhile, we're just like, we've been there now.
In fact, let me tell you. So I think because there's some certain factors that would even have to like come into play for you to really live your whole phase. And one of that is even a lot of what guys experience or just people experience generally in uni. And uni gives you that accommodation away from your parents that you didn't have when you're younger. So, you know, everyone gets that. And so I guess that's why mine starts early, because after uni, I also couldn't like immediately transition into a whole phase because I was now back to living with my parents, right? And this is not the reality for other people per se. Some other people, you know, after uni just get an apartment and just start their adult life at that stage. And so even if they don't experience the whole phase in uni, they end up experiencing the whole phase shortly afterwards. So still early, because I mean, averagely you finish uni between 20 and 23, 24, give or take.
I finished mine at 24, yeah.
Exactly. So between 20 and 24, you finish uni.
Damn, I finished at 23. Yeah, you're right.
So between 20 and 24, basically you finish uni. And so between that 24 and maybe like 27, a lot of people still have that whole phase going on, because from uni, if you didn't really get enough of it in uni, you can still, if you get your own apartment and stuff like that, you can still live a bit of that afterwards. Someone like me, I moved out of my parents' house really late, right? And within the time that I was at their, I was limited. You get it? Like, you can't really have a whole phase if you don't even have an apartment. So
I don't know about that, but
I said you can't.
You still can.
I said you can't. I said you can't really have a whole phase. I know what I mean. I mean, like the whole phase, like you see somebody in the morning when you're done, and somebody else in the evening. I mean, like the proper.
Some boys get. That's why I said, look, I get you, but at the same time,
yeah, I see what you mean. But I don't think it's really get into full man. Okay, so I'll give an example. Let's say someone is doing that, right, when they're with their parents and doing the whole gymnastics and everything. Then you now get an apartment. You can imagine how much worse it's going to be.
You know what's funny? Let me be honest.
Initially,
I'm gonna speak my truth. Yeah. Like, sometimes it depends on the individual, because I can't lie. Like, I had that issue. Like, there was a time, like, obviously, when I graduated from school now and all that, to be fair, I was in a relationship. So let's say, let's even say, like, my first year single.
Okay.
Last year. It wasn't even my whole phase, but let's just say single. So obviously, after COVID, came back home. So I have to start all over. So obviously, you're back in your mom's house and all that, but you're working. So obviously, when it came to girls now and all that, it's like, hey, baby girl, like, hey, if we go inside, hey, once it's 9 o'clock, yeah. Hey, baby girl, what's it, 8 o'clock? Hey, sweetheart, I love you. Hey, my mama home. We gotta go. I'll drop you home. Like, don't get. I'm not rude. Like, I wasn't rude. Like, I'll drop you home.
But like, you gotta let her know,
taxi. In fact, let's go to breakfast or something. But once it's 8 o'clock, this woman is here. Yeah. Now, if you keep quiet, you can stay.
We can still work it out.
So you see, like, those it was like stressful. Like, god damn. But then the funny thing is, when I now go by myself, like, obviously by the time later on, like, the money started coming in, that okay, I can rent apartments for this time, because I didn't even move out still, because it was like, okay, money's just started coming, so let me save. So by the time I rent apartments or travel and all that, and I had my own space, bro, I'll be chilling. Like, I can't lie. because I'm already so tired from all the so it's like when you finally have that space to yourself, it's just like, do I even want to call anybody, man? I'm enjoying this peace, man. Like, maybe one out of those days, you probably call somebody. I notice I'll be chilling by myself. Like, I'll be like, oh, finally.
So you see, that one day that you even call someone is because you still need to take advantage of the fact that you already have that time to yourself.
Like, baby girl, what's up?
And, like, I'm by myself. I think, like, me starting my whole phase really late kind of defined, me navigating the whole dating scene and all that. I'll say this, and this is on my own personal truth.
No, speak your truth. Speak your truth. That's all.
My own personal truth, because one thing I feel like people need to talk about more is, like, discussing with people and this is for me. I like to, if I'm gonna, like, maybe talk to someone and be serious about them, I usually like to know if they've been through their whole phase. Like, I want to be with someone who has been through their whole phase. Like,
why?
Because the thing about the human nature is curiosity. Everybody is always curious about shit.
But so, I mean, we're still gonna come out of that, but women and men are different.
I know, I agree.
Because now I'm not saying I'll say they have more self-control than us.
Okay.
Because their emotions are involved more. For us with the whole phase, most times it's really just physical. And I'm not saying it can't be like that for women too, but let's be real, like, especially at that young age, men are we out here.
Okay, but now remember we talked about whole phase not being just about sex. Because now, a woman's whole phase doesn't have to be that she's sleeping with different guys.
But will you call that a whole phase then?
Technically, that's because it's still exploring. So basically what a whole phase would be is anything that cannot accommodate commitment.
That's a very that's political.
But think about
about it. It's for you guys to even judge. I like this.
Anything that cannot accommodate commitment is your whole phase.
So that means anybody that's single basically is in a whole phase. That's what
not
you're saying.
Necessarily. Like, if you're single but you're willing to allow commitment, you're not in your whole phase.
No, but then wait, hold on. So okay, let me give you an example.
Yeah.
Right? Like me now, right?
Yeah.
I'm single.
Okay, but are you, like, if someone proposes?
I'm not ready to commit right now because of my lifestyle.
Okay.
And also the things I'm working on as an individual, like myself, my mental being, all that. Now, I like to date, of course, because even now, I don't date just any girl and all that. Like, you really got to pique my interest that there's a potential in there. You get what I'm saying? But I'm not going to lie to you. Now, that doesn't mean I'm in my whole phase and all that. So you didn't get what, I just want to be committed to myself.
What I meant was, like, when I say it cannot accommodate, I mean your actions cannot accommodate commitment.
Yeah, my lifestyle's my actions now.
No, it can still accommodate commitment. You're just not like
my lifestyle.
Yeah. Are you telling? Okay, so are you telling me that you can never be committed?
No, I didn't say that. No, and that's why I said it's when I make the conscious choice to start putting things in my life in place that now accommodate that time.
So again, I mean, focusing on career and like your life is different. I mean, like you're living like, okay, so look at it like this, right? I'm single, but like my life is okay. I'm not in a place where career is kind of like my drive. My career is okay. So everything's just kind of balanced, right? But at that time, if someone asks me, okay, what are you looking at like relationship wise, and I say, oh, I'm not looking for anything serious. Now, I'm not saying I'm not looking for anything serious because I'm focusing on my life. I'm just saying I'm just not looking for anything serious. I'm not emotionally there. That's the whole phase, in my opinion. Yeah, because if you're not emotionally there, it's not career that's making you look. You just don't want to be tied down by anything.
Guys, on the comments, when you're watching this, we need your opinions. We need your opinions.
You just don't want to be tied down by anything.
Yeah, because like I said, we can go back and forth. But just to go back to the topic real quick, so we don't digress. Yeah. But even with that saying that, like,
yeah, no, I see. I mean, we can sugarcoat it.
Like I said, it's so political. But at least for the generic definition that people know, the whole
course,
phase.
It's about like more sleeping around. Like, and again, of course, nothing wrong with sleeping around if that's what you're asking.
But I do like what you said earlier. It's not just about sleeping around. It's also about exploring. Because
and the reason, let me tell you why I say this, because still personal experiences. You can be with someone who. You can be with someone who is in their whole phase, right? And I mean, this is no specific person, so let's just. You can be with someone who's in their whole phase, and you guys just don't want the same things, right?
Yeah.
So let's say I'm in a place where I want to be committed, right?
Yeah.
But then she's not sleeping around, but the attention she's getting from other men makes her not want to be with me. You're not gonna call that a whole phase still?
No, but be you single, do your thing.
Again,
and the thing is,
there's nothing wrong with that.
You, but then that's what I said. It's up to us as the guys now,
to
make sure she don't want to see them dudes. Because I have anybody you like. Okay, for example, now in dating anywhere around the world, when you date a baddie, you know there's other dudes that are already probably moving to and approaching her. Yeah. She is going to decide who I entertain, who I'm going to give my energy and attention to. If your game is up to what it needs to be and you're doing the right things, she's going to cut off those dudes.
Then you're missing the definition. So that's my point. She's not even in a place where anybody is about to get that position. Like, there's literally nobody that, no matter the entertainment, she'll tell you, this is nice. It would have been good if I'm there, but I don't want to have to cut my hose off for you.
Oh, she's just telling like straight up.
Yes, that's my point. Like, it's like she's literally, I'm not going to be serious because, I mean, I like the attention I'm getting for other men.
Well, God forbid, I've not been in that.
So we're saying, so that's my point. So, and it's not attention from other men doesn't necessarily mean sex.
To be fair, I don't even, if I can tell...
That's my point.
If I can tell, me personally, if I can tell you're in that position, because I have met girls and dated girls that I can tell, yo, you in your single bag, like nothing like you're dating and all that. I'm like, sweetheart, do you? But if I like you, I'm gonna try and make sure that you want to see me a lot more. That's all I can do.
Exactly. But if they now intentionally still let you know, look, nah.
Then I leave. Then if it's too problematic,
it's a whole phase. No, but I think the problem here is that the word hoe. I think that's the problem.
That's why I said you are going to get a lot of women triggered with this thing.
No. If it's understanding, I think it's the word hoe that makes it seem like it's a bad thing.
Because I guess for me, like I just see it as, like I said, my own basic vision. Like I said, exploring in terms of date, I won't say date. When I say dating, I know entertaining, not even dating because you can date, entertaining more women than you should, or men. That's part of it. Number 2, there's the sleeping around. Yes, we know.
Okay.
Number 3, there's the exploring around in terms of going out to things that I don't want to say going out per se, but it's like you just wilded. Like I can't, like that's what I said, like my own whole phase. Like, let me just define my own whole phase. So my whole phase was, I was young, obviously came into uni as a virgin, and by the time I lost that shit, it's like, oh, so this is how you girls are looking at me? I bet. Now, obviously, not every girl, but there's some girls I entertain that I shouldn't have.
I have a question for you. Now, before you continue, very good. I like that you brought this explanation to me. Now, let's say in this whole phase that you were in, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you met the one girl, now, okay, before I even ask that question, had you told yourself, oh, this is the sex, and now you're ready to explore?
Nah, so I was really just, that's what I was just really living single. Like, every day was literally an adventure.
Okay.
Because, again, I've now opened a new realm in my life, which is, okay, I've had sex.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, damn.
Okay.
The same way I was looking at girls before, or they were looking at me, is like, I see it differently now.
Okay.
And it's not like, oh, my intention is now to sleep with every girl. Of course not. Mm-hmm. It's just that maybe some signs and things I was naive to, I've started to pick it up a bit more each time. Okay, maybe if she's initiating it.
Right, that's what I mean. So like green lights and stuff like that.
I had girls initiating stuff already before, but I'll be nervous and shy about it.
Okay.
Now I was like, I'm still a bit nervous, but there's a bit more confidence because I'm like, okay, I know what can happen.
Okay.
So that's why I said like it was just exploring that. There's some girls I met I really liked.
Okay.
Now that's why I said the whole phase also is a very educational period.
Now that's the question I wanted to ask you. So you said that there are girls you met like you liked. Now, I'm sure when you met these girls, you also had other girls you were sleeping with and stuff like that, right? There's nothing wrong with it.
Say,
yes.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. we could say.
All right. So now,
safely. We also want to educate. By the way, disclaimer: just safe sex, condoms, use them. Okay.
So if you were in, now you know that there are also like maybe 1-2 other girls that you kind of had interest in. You guys are being sexual, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you meet this girl that you really like. You guys are also being sexual, but you like her a little more than the others.
Yeah.
Now, if she came to you and she's like, yeah, you know what? I want you to be my boyfriend. I want us to be boyfriend and girlfriend. But you knew that meant that you were not going to see these other 2 girls.
That happened regularly.
And did you say? Did you have to be like? So what did you say? Did you say, oh yes, I'll be your boyfriend?
So it depends on the years. Like first year now, I was single. Like I had girls that liked me first year.
That you liked back?
I did like back.
Okay, but so what did you say about the commitment?
I would say I think that at that point in first year, I was just like exploring. I was really like a hopeless romantic that time because the girls I like. So you
did say yes?
I did say yes, but then you started. That's why I said it was an educational period because me as a dude, I'm 19. Let me explain why. Okay, I'm 19. I like the girls. Obviously, I'm hopeless man. Every girl, my girl, she's so nice. So
yes, we've all been there.
That's when I started learning about the other side of girls in terms of when they do their own shit. Oh, when you catch a girl in a lie, or when you get what I'm saying? Like you are finally starting to learn. Like, okay, yo, girls are smarter than you think. Okay. And it's not to say, oh, every woman I pushed away and all that. It's just that I started going through those periods. Like I had a girl. Like I remember there was one girl. True story. But I ain't gonna lie, like I had my eyes on her from first year. She was in the year above me. So obviously we had been friends throughout the whole year. Then obviously dude has had sex now, and also I see the way she's been looking at me, I start picking it up more. And so she even taught me, I ain't gonna lie, she taught me a lot of things. She's actually one of the girls that made me like started learning to be a man and all that.
Okay.
But yeah, I liked her. We started seeing each other, we sleeping together, like we staying at each other's houses. So me, I'm like, hey, I got like the baddest girl in uni. Like I'm done. And mind you, the energy she's giving me is perfect, it's good and all that. Only to find out later on, like, yo, I wasn't the only one.
Okay.
Now, in finding that out, obviously, I'm heartbroken.
Okay.
Now, you get what I'm saying? Because it's like, I've actually told the girl I like her and all that. Like, even though I might be doing my thing and all that, she is too. It's like, genuinely, I actually like you. Like, I'm ready to chill, all that stuff.
Okay.
And I asked her, you doing anything? She said, nah. Come to find out later that she really was with other dudes. Like, she was living her stuff. So when I talk to her about it now, it's like, it's a whole nother conversation. And that's why I said I don't hold anything against her. But because I'm in that whole phase, I'm learning stuff that's like, damn, okay, girls can do this too. All right, cool. That means I need to change my approach on this. Okay, I need to be careful with this. Because the funny thing is by second year, that's when I got into like my first relationship. But it was with somebody that was in another uni, but genuinely like I liked this girl that I told her that she was actually the one that was a good girl, as you like to say. Like, I hadn't had any boyfriends, all that stuff. I was the one on streets that I said, look, I'm ready to give all this up. And I did for some time.
Okay, so this is what I was trying to get at. If you have to tell someone that, especially when someone is offering to be committed with you, if you have to tell them no, and your reason is because, I still have like these 2 other girls, I don't want to have to let them go, it's the other girls, that's a whole phase.
Yeah.
And exactly, and that's why I was trying to say that, like, the whole phase isn't just about the sex.
But then,
if you look at it from the flip side, if a woman is saying no to you because she doesn't want to stop getting attention from that guy, this guy, and this guy,
and that's a Hoe Phase. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's why I kept saying that. Like the whole phase for me, I have to be with someone.
It's because you said there was a word you said that triggered it that I was like, don't go and say when it's like they're dating.
No. So you see, look, you can be single and dating people. Mm-hmm. Of course, if you're going to search for who to be in love with, you're going to have to go to dates, right? But my point is, if you're actively saying no to people offering you commitment because
but you don't know. But then at the same time, you're allowed to say, like, let's not make it seem like you.
No, I'm saying if that's your reason, there are some people that say, okay, you know what, I'll think about it. I'm not just going to start cutting up people for someone I don't know. That's different. Okay. That's different from, I like this person likes me, we like each other. But then they're now saying, okay, let's take it to the next level. Let's be committed. Let's be exclusive. And then you're like, no. And your reason is because I don't want to have to cut Bing Pay off. I don't want to have to cut Chidera off. That's my point. And
I'll say that's added on. Yes.
And so for the opposite, even for guys, the same thing. For women, the same thing. That's why I said I would rather be with someone who has experienced their whole phase, because I don't want someone who, whilst we're dating, she's now beginning to get attention from men, and then it now feels like a new, like you know how you said
it's a new feeling.
Thank you very much. So, you said it's a new feeling for you when after having sex you started,
But then, can I ask a question? Because that's why I said maybe that's why I'm trying to be on this. I'm trying to play devil's advocate.
Okay.
Because girls are going to get attention at all stages in life.
Yes, of course.
Now, unless you're trying to say that her whole phase is defined as when she acknowledges men are noticing her, because there's some girls, because here's what I mean. I know, but I just want to understand, because there's some girds that are drop dead gorgeous.
No matter what time.
So today, they'll be like, they've not even noticed men are looking at them.
That's we know that that's a lie.
No, but bro, like when I say they don't, it's not like they don't notice, like, oh, they never see. It's like, how do I explain it?
See,
some girls literally, like, that's why I say, like, we can't always generalize everybody. There's some girls that are, maybe it's the word naive I should use. They're naive about their beauty.
But these are people that are not out though. If you're going to places, men cannot see.
No, but then you just said it now. Like, let's say she grew up in a quiet home environment.
Yeah.
You just happen to meet her one day somewhere. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That from that day you click. You're like, this is a girl I want. All that. Mm-hmm. You might even be the one to introduce. Because I've done that. I've been the one that I've brought a girl into, like, let's say my life. That this girl was a quiet girl at home, but when I say baddie, but she was just like work, all that. Then she started going out with me a bit more and all that. Mm-hmm. And it's not even like I'm taking her out to show her off and all that. It's like, okay, you know what? When I'm in your world, we chill, we're quiet, we like this stuff. And you want to come to my world because obviously we like each other. And I did. And it opened a new door where it's like, men were looking at me like all that. And it's just like, but you've been fine like this for time.
Okay, so those ones are peculiar because that one is more to do with the person's attitude to life. Like,
how do you mean?
So, like, if I'm not an outside person normally, I might even have experienced, because those people you're talking about, homebodies and whatnot, they will still have experienced at least one nightlife in their entire, existence.
But we can't assume.
No, but I mean conversations. That's my point. If I see, I also I think
is the attention only for nightlife? Because let's also talk about the office.
An example. No, I'm giving an example. You spoke about the person not having people notice their beauty. Mm-hmm. Nightlife is usually when men would move to you and say, "You look this, you look that."
Office and call.
This is someone who works on. If she says she hasn't noticed it in an office, then it means that she's also not maybe her office space is also not the kind of place that he has the kind of guys who would move to. You get it? Or maybe the guys that are moving to her are not even people that she can be really interested in.
Because the girls now, like, for example, look at we talked about it the other time.
What?
The girls that moved to Lagos for the first time. Mm-hmm. That's we always talk about when we told that joke about
Thank you very much.
Outside this state, you could have been even be a baddie.
Yes, but not just Lagos as much attention.
We see it. Like, girls get some attention here. That is,
I agree. So, but now that's why I said it's a peculiarity, and peculiarity is that if I'm talking to someone and they just moved to Lagos, you see, these are context. I mean, I don't look at the person and just assume. We're going to talk. We go out and we eat and we do whatever it is we're going to do on the date or whatever. Mm-hmm. In that date, we're talking, right? From the conversation, I would know if you're someone who is willing to, like, that part of your life is unexplored, and you've come to Lagos now, you want to kind of see, they say like, I want to see Lagos. No, and it's the truth. There's nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't work for me.
No, I'm laughing because I've seen it. Like,
exactly.
You guys like,
thank you very much.
Sweetheart, I ain't.
So that's what I'm saying. And so you see, to her, she might not look at it as a hoe phase, but that's what a hoe phase. Like
she's
in that place of exploration.
I guess that's just a very harsh term.
That's why I said the word hoe is what's making it seem like it's a bit rough. But I mean, if we're looking at the general definition of it, that's what it is.
Okay.
You're in a place where you're exploring, and that exploration is stopping your commitment.
If I should say I'm validating your points, to come back to, like I say, uni, I mainly was in my whole phase because, like I said, the attention was new. And when I say the attention was new, it's not like I never talked to girls. I was friends with girls. Like, I was going to my grandma's school as the only boy.
Yeah.
However, glow ups just started uni. So that's why I said that attention was different. It wasn't attention as in friends and all that. It's attention like, oh, you're a fine boy. Oh, you're this. So it was, like you say, it wasn't, I will be honest, I'm allowed to say this at 20 years old and all that. Yeah. It was intoxicating as fuck.
Thank you.
Because like I said, I'm an athlete, and it's not like I'm one of the best athletes in my uni. I'm popular. I run a society. I do parties, and girls are just every day. It's like, oh shit. Like, hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, that's what I tell people now. Like you said experiences. You see now, like, I can tell you for real. That's why when people be saying, oh, I'm sure girls are disturbing you be girls. I'm like, yo, I've done this shit.
That's what I mean.
I've been like, so this. I'm cool.
So this is where I'm talking. See, it's not that your attention. I mean, attention hasn't stopped coming to you, has it?
No, exactly. If anything, oh yeah, let it come, but let me monetize the shit.
This is what I mean. So that's why when you were saying women will still be attractive, I'm like, the attraction is not the problem. The problem is how willing they are to give up commitment for that attraction, for that attention.
So now that you've explained a girl was.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So it's like, you're dating someone, she's a baddie, but like you've been a baddie for time. You've had the phase where being a baddie, people wanted to fly you up, wanted to this, and that's cool.
But that's never going to stop.
And it's never good. But the problem now is that how willing are you to keep accepting advances to, get people to fly you out for commitment?
Then will I say that's whole phase, or that's just not? How do I explain it? Because even now that I've graduated from my whole phase, now there's a level of maturity you have to have as a human being. I feel, man or woman, is like. It's not to say like I'm human. If I want to, I can easily fall today that attention now gets to my head and I'm gassed. Okay. Does that mean I'm going back into a whole phase, or does that just mean I just like
no. So it's me you're going back to a whole phase. If that happens and then maybe you're already in a committed relationship and you're looking to...
What about if I'm single?
If you're single and maybe you were serious, like you were ready to settle down, and now that you're having that attention, you're like, no, I don't want to give up, relationship because of that attention. Now, not because you're in a place where you're trying to figure yourself out. It is just that attention you're getting is stopping you from saying, I don't want to be tied down. You know how guys, I don't want to be tied down.
So what you're saying now is attention seeking is a key factor.
Yes.
In a whole phase.
Yes.
Not just because we already know the other parts, but attention seeking.
It is a key factor. And it's because
you heard it here first.
And it's because, so commitment definitely stops you from, doing a lot of things, right? And that's why they talk about being faithful, accountability, and whatnot. But when you're single, you're free. That's why it's very easy to mix up being single and being in a whole phase. Because both phases, you're free to make your decisions, right? But the difference here is that if you want commitment, that is, if you personally have told yourself you're ready for commitment, and you find that outside factors are trying to take you away from that, like, I'm ready for commitment, but man, I have some... Perfect. Dirty December. Oh, I have some baddies coming this December. And you have this girl that you really like. You say you want.
I'm making this face not as a guilty person, just saying Dirty December. We know it happens. Please,
so now, and you have this girl you really like. You've been talking to her and everything. You guys like each other already, and you've told yourself you wanted to get serious with her. But the reason you're not stepping back, the reason is because you have some baddies coming in. Not that you're figuring yourself out.
You're really putting a lot of men right now in the table.
I mean, right? it's necessary, So, but where we're really getting at is how you actually navigate that. Because going through the whole phase is not bad. There's nothing wrong with it. In fact, that's why I keep saying that. And I advise other people, like, go for people who have experienced their whole phase, because once you have, nothing shocks you again, right? Like, it doesn't come as exciting anymore. So you can, at that point, you can level-headedly decide if you want to be committed and focus on that. Still have fun, still go out, still do your thing, but know that, okay, in my commitment, I'm being more careful, I'm making better decisions, as opposed to when you're in your whole phase, just like as it's coming, anything that feels this attention.
I'll say for the young adults that have passed that age where we don't like saying ho so casually.
Exploration phase. Your exploration phase.
So we know there's whole phase, That's also exploration phase, but at this age we'll say exploration. But let me even I'll add some other questions. But you saying that, there was another example I thought of. Like I said, like, you know, I've introduced a girl to her whole phase.
Fair enough. I can relate to that.
Yeah, I've introduced, and like I said, it's the same thing of taking a girl that's usually not used to that kind of attention,
and then expose her to that.
Once she exposes it, it's like you just see how she changes.
And then the wildest part is that you, who was the
one that was trying to be serious and actually show her some commitment,
you know, be like, oh wow, I did this shit to myself. So
they wrote dickhead on my face, my forehead. That's it. That's what you're telling me, right?
Yeah.
And this is why I say, again, to some ladies, you wonder why some guys are careful. And this is why I say, even me, I'm careful. Like you said, like, it's not saying I'm not afraid of commitment. Like, when the time has come, I'm ready. Like, I've done it. Like, trust me, if I'm committed. However, I'm going to ask questions. I always say this, the same standards I set for a woman are the same standards she should set for me. So, because I never want it to seem like it's a one-way thing, just because obviously we're the ones speaking.
Yeah.
But I want a woman to understand, like, my standards are your standards. So what I say, I hope you're saying for me also, because I'm not just going to say you do this, then me, I'll be chilling. You know, me too. I want to make sure you know I want you, stuff like that. But I ask all these questions because, like you said, like, now that you really deep it, is like, especially in our 20s and all that, you see a lot of girls get new attention. And again, when I say girls, we're men. We're speaking only for women. But you see a lot of girls that get this new attention and all that you're like, bro. And I can't lie. That's why I always say sometimes dating in Lagos is hard.
Yeah.
Because girls get some kind of... There's some girls, they've graduated from different kinds of... That's why I said the whole face thing was hard, because some girls have graduated from that. I get attention and all that. That's fine. But then every time, especially in this Lagos, there's a new level that can be introduced. There's just boys my age.
I like that you said this now.
Boys my age.
I like that you said this. You know why? Because even apart from that... You know, we've just been talking about, like, you know, guys in their whole phases. Oh, you were in uni, man was out after uni. Let's talk about the guys who wanted to have a whole phase but couldn't because there was no money.
Oh, yeah.
And then they start having a whole phase when the money comes in. Maybe the money comes in late.
Yeah.
And then they start having the whole phase late.
I say you niggas are being unfair. Get the hell out of here. You guys are being unfair, especially to dudes that are single. Because, again, I had a conversation with some girls, right? We all went out to eat. Them and my boys. And do you know what they kept saying that pissed me off? And this is why I say I hear this a lot in Lagos. Where are the single guys? Like, they're not enough young single guys. I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, and I look at them.
What do I look like to you?
That we're right here, that we're single. That's, I would say we have a level head to an extent. Maybe the money's there, but maybe not to chairman. That's, you know, and that's the thing. That's the one you don't want to admit, because the money you've seen on somebody else, the married men and all that is
what you're projecting on.
House in Ikoyi, house in this level.
Yeah.
While our own level is, I can go on some trips.
Yeah.
I'm saving up for the property, but you know. So sometimes who's really at fault? Because sometimes the good potential is there. That's why I don't get that thing when girls say, oh, there are not enough single guys here. The hell? What does that even mean? But then you're now going to the 40-something guy that's starting his own whole phase. Meanwhile, wife and 3 kids are at home just chilling. Then you be now the one that say, married men are just so uncomfortable. Why is it always you and married men?
So the thing is, I mean, there's so many conflicts of interest when it comes to, like, the whole phase dynamic between Nigerian. I mean, it happens outside in other countries as well.
But we're Nigerians, so we're going to focus on Nigerians.
So, you know, the Nigerian men / women, because the truth is, I've also seen women who unleash whole phase when they get their own money up. I've seen some of those.
That what?
When the women get their own money up.
Oh!
I've seen some whole phases unleashed from that.
Oh!
Like, because at that, let me tell you. So at that point,
that's why I only mess with girls that make money.
At that point, they start doing their own going out. Maybe they've even dated men who try to take care of them, but the taking care of them came at a cost. You know, so now they make their own money. They just want to enjoy guys the way they wanted to enjoy guys.
I can't lie. This is
and
why
there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Women motivate me.
And this again is why I said, you see, again, this is personal. I would just rather someone who's been through their whole phase, because I know that at that point, I've already been through mine. And so I know now that somebody cannot walk in here now, shake bum bum, and I'm distracted. I'm
going to be saying,
do you get my point? Or someone can come here.
Bro.
Do you get it? I can't. Or someone can just walk in big titties, and I'm like, hey, look, it's not.
No, okay, wait, Chicho. Let's not try and sound too perfect. We won't look like we're thirsty. It'll be like,
of course. I mean, it's physical attraction. We'll still be attracted, right? But my point is, there are people who will stand up and follow that person. Do you get it? We're not in that place anymore because it's not that exciting.
Are you in that place? Because you said you started yours late. So
I've been through mine. But it was late, but I've been through mine. So I think I started going through mine when I moved out into my own apartment, and then I proper started, because apart from just experience, like I got to understand my own self, even the kind of women I'm really attracted to. Because there's a stage in the whole phase that it's just any woman that shows you attention, just yeah. And I'll be honest, because at that point you don't get. It's almost like you can't pick and choose. As a young guy, it's almost like you're not allowed to have options, because
I ain't gonna lie to you. There's sometimes that's why I said maturity is a beautiful thing, because you look back and be like, why did I entertain? How did
this person is not even physically?
Yes, it's not even.
I'm saying physically attracted. Attracted to me.
That's what I mean. Because you be like to me, but it's like, why am I here? We've said. I think we talked about one time, like when you have to ask yourself, why am I here?
Thank you. So and because at first, you grow up thinking the women are the ones that allow you to have sex with them, right? Until after learning that, this is not really how it works, before you now recalibrate. But before that time, it's almost like the sex you're having or the attention you're having is from women that are willing to give you that attention as well. So, after moving out into my own apartment.
So willing?
Yeah, when you started out in uni, I'm sure you started out with, people who will show you attention. You may not move to the women. It's the ones who, showed you attention back, and you're like, okay, cool. They might not have been your physical spec to the T, but it's like, she's not bad looking. Like, she has a nice body. But you know that if you could choose and if you had your way, you'd be like, nah, I'm not interested.
If I think about it now,
there's some that you just wouldn't have been interested in.
In the uni of sports in those 4 years.
Exactly, and that was your time, because I always went.
But I always noticed, like you said, I did go for girls that showed me attention, but I also went for girls I liked. I won't lie. I always went for the girls.
Of course, naturally you will. Naturally, but no, I'm saying you will still accept advances.
Oh yeah.
That showed you, but you're like.
I guess if, like you said, if you're trying to compare now, like you can never, you can't even come them. No.
So you see what I'm saying? So that's my point. So
friends on your.
So for me, that started like more when I moved out, because at that point I had my own space and time. When you are living with your parents, you have to still calculate it. You have to still be like, okay,
at this time,
so
I'm free. And the house is free at this time.
Or my parents are traveling,
or they're traveling here. House is free then.
Stuff like that, So, but when I had my own space, my own time, my own everything, I now really started appreciating my own personal space. So it means that anyone else welcoming into that space had to be someone I really liked.
You see how you just said that? I like how you just said that.
Someone I really liked, someone I was really attracted to, somebody I wanted to share that time and space with. That's when it started getting intentional. So the whole phase then was more like, I'm experiencing what I like. I'm experiencing what other people say they like about me. Just several things, and that's when it got to the point where I was like, yeah, I don't see the craze. Like guys always talk about women, but I just
but then that's another thing about the whole phase. You wouldn't see it because, again, you started late. I don't know how long yours was for, but. The phase is different because it could be more fun as an adult. That's what.
Yeah.
Like I realized, like I see some my female friends have told me, I started my whole phase as an adult, and I'm good, like you said, because she got her money up,
exactly,
things are together, While us, it's unfortunate. You know what? Now that I think about it, it's like women probably even enjoy it more because
probably
when a woman is doing hers young. It at times can come with maybe a lot of emotional trauma, because they would admit it themselves. They were young, they were naive on things. When a woman is doing it in her late 20s, making money and all that, don't forget, mentally, why it meant, like, in terms of maturity based off the age in her mind, she's already ahead of us. Yeah. So that's why she's more calm. Us as young boys, what do we know? Is your dick that's doing most of the thinking.
Exactly, right? And I didn't want a case where... So I knew that actually, let me tell you, this is funny because my whole phase was actually more intentional than just a happening, right? Because I knew that, so I told you I dated my entire time in uni. After uni, I also dated again, right?
Yeah.
And my relationships were never the 1 year, 6 months. It was always like 4 years, 3 years, So after that last relationship of 3 years, I was like, I didn't want to go into a next one, still feeling like. So basically, there's a point where you actually kind of know your self-worth. You start to feel like, okay, yes, people are not showing me attention. I know who I am. Someone can't just walk up to you and say you're ugly, and you'll be like, oh my God, does he think I'm ugly? At that point, you're like, yeah, but stop kidding yourself. I know I'm not ugly. People don't think I'm ugly. Like, do you get what I'm saying? But before then, you're still a bit more fragile. Someone tells you you're ugly. You can't look in the mirror again like, is it my eyebrow that's making them think so?
Yeah.
So I didn't want a case where, so I was just kind of it's weird, but it was late. I started like really getting a proper self-identity after I moved into my own place. Because, and I say this because even your self-grooming, even your personal hygiene, even your everything kind of springs up when you start to live by yourself, or when you start to have more control of your life, as opposed to if you're doing it because your parents are telling you to, go clean the bathroom, go do, as opposed to if it's in your time and space, you're making sure, this has to be clean, or I have to make sure I do that, or you're a dirty person, whatever.
Like I said, you're not going to know until you finally have
exactly.
that space.
So when I had that space, I got to now find out, okay, this kind of person I was, and that's built the character that people liked about me. So if someone makes me say, okay, I like how you're clean, I like how you're this, you smell nice all the time. Those are things that made me now feel like people liked me for the me who was my real identity. And of course, that came with attention, right? I didn't want that to be something I would experience when I'm in a relationship. I wanted it to be something that I experience it, and know that, okay, I've done this now. Like, nobody can. That's why I said, like, if a lady walks into here now, shakes bum bum. It's not okay. We've seen bum bum. Like, it's not. You can't come now, and that will be my problem in a relationship anymore. Do you get it? Like, I can't have that kind of issue anymore.
Now,
so
I'm going to be political here because you are making sense and you're right, but I know you. You're still not saying some things now. I know you. Like, that's like, as I say, you're being political. I can tell. Like, I can hear the government answer. Like, when we do this and all this. But
no, I'm serious. Like, what?
Let's say one thing that we both have not said that. Okay. We need to round up even. Talk about for our boys. Like, let's be honest. There's a certain amount of sex you have that's also adding on with everything you said that makes you say that basically is like the final straw or formula.
Oh yeah.
That basically, like you said, there's certain experiences you're gonna have, certain changes in your life that you're gonna have that are gonna alter your mindset in this.
Yeah.
But that last factor is if you've been fucking around for a certain period, that's when it's the final straw. Like,
I kind of thought that like went without saying because we were talking about Hoe Phase.
You have to say, you can't assume. No, like let's assume.
No. So definitely like the Hoe Phase is definitely coming with a good amount of sex. But like my point. So like, that's what I was trying to say, that because I didn't want people to just think it was sex because we're talking about both. We're talking about both genders because this thing I said also applies to women when they move out and they start to live alone and start to really identify themselves like. Now you can do nightlife. Before you had your parents, you had to get back home at 9. Now you can go. So, you find that a lot of girls, that's why they say things like when you meet a woman who's in like late 20s, she's kind of settled now because she has done all that stuff. But those are only people who could experience stuff like that when they were younger.
I would say, like, I don't even go by statistics anymore because I've met
of course. There's so many.
I've met so many girls that your story is this, your story is that.
You're a different age, different.
Every day is just figuring out something new. Like, damn.
Yeah, but I do agree with you that definitely a good amount. I mean, I guess the Hoe Phase from the beginning was like sex.
Because let's be honest, it's still anywhere at any age it is. At least for guys. Let's be for guys. Because it's like you said, even the dudes that get the money now later on in life, it's like, I can actually sleep. I can sleep with these baddies and all that. Yes. I can do this because you probably weren't having that much sex before.
And this is why I'm saying that. Especially I'll say for women, like in my own personal advice, find someone who's been through their Hoe Phase. And it's also important because if he's someone who's okay, doesn't have like ridiculous money, when ridiculous money comes to his front, he's not going to suddenly now start thinking about that bad bitch he couldn't get before.
See, to all the girls that are listening or watching this, you would insult us young single boys now. You are insulting us, joking now. You think we no go blue? You think we're not going to change? You see, me now, I'm okay. Like, if you like, call me a shower now. It's okay. When the money comes in
and you're ready to like proper,
I'm good, baby girl. I've done it.
Exactly.
Is it bad? Have we not seen baddies? Have we not even flying babes out? We don't even fly them out. They come.
And that's my point. You see, a lot of guys. I mean, sorry to those that this might trigger, but a lot of guys experience their Hoe Phase, the money parts, much later sometimes.
And it's fine. And it's not even a rush or a knock or anybody.
But the thing is, if they're already married by that time, then that's when it becomes a problem because now they're compromising their commitment for that little enjoyment that they should have experienced in their Hoe Phase. And that's why I keep saying that, look, I think it's important that people experience it. Even if you don't experience it to its fullest, you've gotten a bit of it to the point where you've had a feel. So, it's like, okay, I'm not crazy about it. Not Not that people who have experienced Hoe Phase don't also commit any kind of, commitment flaws, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's just a much lower chance.
I think
if you've already
what you're
experienced it.
basically saying is there's more peace of mind for the other person.
Yes,
in
knowing
terms of more. Can I handle this?
Look at it like this, right? I'll give you an example. Now, if I'm going to date someone, like I said, I'd rather date someone who she has been to places, they've flown out to Dubai, they've done it. But I know that. Wait, hold on, let me relax. But I know that like she did that out of the experience of the opportunities were there. Now, I'm not saying that she did Dubai and was doing weird shit. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about all that weird shit. Because there are girls who have been flown out.
I'm about to say, because I want to say, what about the girls that haven't? It's like, that's where you come into play to give her that opportunity.
I don't want that.
No, why not? Yo, so let me give you an example. If I meet a girl.
Again, I'm giving Dubai as an example.
Fair. I know what you mean by international trip, because over time, guys, we have to be quick. This is why you guys keep complaining about time, but what I'm saying is like, even with that point you just said now, it's like, if you meet a baddie now, like, okay, perfect example. There's some baddies in this country that have never left.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We start dating and all that, but you have your head together. You got a good job and all that stuff and all that. You never been flown out, and we're dating seriously. Keyword.
Okay.
Because I don't want somebody's eye to shine now and guys say, hey, man, yo.
Okay, all right, cool.
But we're dating seriously.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, baby girl, like, yo, let me, like, I actually want to be the one to fly you out. Like, that's also, you don't want to be the first one.
I like
you don't
that.
Want to be the first one.
See, you've not.
You don't want to be the first one.
My bro.
Wait, I don't want to apply visa for anybody.
See, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I have been here. Where, okay, look at it like this, right? Look at it like this. This is what I'm trying to say. Understand me. I have a girlfriend. Serious girlfriend. She hasn't been out of the country. She hasn't, Of course, I have plans for us. We're going to go on trips.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that as we're dating next month, we're going on that trip.
Oh, no.
That's where I have the problem. You think there are no men in Lagos that are waiting to fly out next month?
As in like, we meet 1 month, then already next month you're out.
Yes, because there are men that are lining. You don't get to see. Okay, look at it like this. Where we started dating, and then there's a man that's proposing to her. It could even be like office stuff. Like a man proposing to her that, look, you know what? Forget about I sort out your visa, sort out your ticket. Just bring yourself. And he's giving her the best hotels, best everything. No strings attached, according to him. No strings attached. Just come through. I
ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't doing that.
No. Wait now. And she's someone who is transparent with you. That's kind of relationship you guys have. She will tell you things are happening. She's like, oh, this guy even said this thing. I mean, it's weird. Obviously, he doesn't think I'll take it. Now, are you going to tell me at that point, and that's just one offer. Now, imagine she's getting multiple offers like this before you can get the opportunity, stack up and then you guys go on a trip. Before you get that opportunity, you see, I want someone who...
You need to... But then, would you not say you have to know yourself as a man? Because I've dated a girl like that she was a baddie, but this girl was getting offers from some big men. I've seen it.
Yeah, okay.
I've seen it. I've seen it transfer. This girl ain't done nothing with this dude. Because I said, I'm very transparent. Like, be honest with me.
Okay, yeah.
I have seen her receive a good check, like 700, 800K.
Okay.
Check, like, yo, like, I heard you need some help with your house. This for you.
Okay, so what did she do with it?
Hey, she fixed her house and shit. Like, she actually fixed her stuff. But then what I'm saying is, now me and her are seeing. Now I know she likes me because we're young, same age, hustling and all that. Yeah. Now I can't do that stuff that I ain't sending. Not that I can't, but I'm like, I'm just not sending you 800K straight up. Like, let's just know.
Okay.
But then it's like I say, I'm now inside. That's why I say you have to know yourself as a guy because you're seeing that stuff.
Okay.
And you're like, damn.
Okay.
Intimidation. What else can she do now? Imagine if the guy should say, here's $1 million plus a flight. Like, of course, those questions go through my head. I won't lie.
So are you saying you're going to keep dating her?
Now, I can't lie to you. Wait.
I'm listening.
I kept going.
Okay.
The reason we stopped was for something completely outside of that. Now, I kept going because, one, she didn't have to show me, like, the receipts. Because, some girls will live that life. You don't know a thing, bro. You don't know a thing. You're just going to open Instagram one day. We're just together. She's actually telling me this. So there's already a peace of mind. Like, if she can tell me, fair, you're single, to be fair, do what you like. Because in the end, am I perfect? Am I doing everything?
No, but she's not single.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about if you guys are in a serious relationship, my bro. Look at this guy.
No, God forbid.
Yeah, exactly. Just look at.
No, that's different.
But I just told you I won't date someone. Like, I won't be in a relationship with someone.
It's not serious relationship
in Lagos. In Lagos, that's what we call it. If I'm dating someone,
I'm dating somebody until I say girlfriend.
No, but that's what I'm in dating. That in Lagos, that's our context.
Dating is serious.
Yeah, serious relationship. Like that's what do you define? If they say, here and now we're dating. In Lagos context, you're like, oh, that's my boyfriend, girlfriend. Yeah, that's what I meant. Boyfriend, girlfriend. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Fair enough.
So
okay.
So that's it. I'd rather not be a boyfriend to someone until she's experienced a bit of the whole phase. Like, so that I know that these things won't suddenly start shocking her.
All the girls now that haven't experienced just like that, they're off for you.
For me, yes. I'm sorry, but they are.
I just can't.
Like, because I'm not about to start being in any kind of roller coaster with somebody with one CEO.
I feel like there are a lot of good girls that have not been through that. I will do the whole phase for you. Anyways, thank you guys. We appreciate you guys again. Great episode, my G. Well done. Of course, make sure you subscribe to our Spotify, our iTunes, any other podcast platforms. Make sure you subscribe on our YouTube. Follow us on our personal platforms. Scenario on Deck.
Olumurawa. Yeah.
And until next time, guys, these are the Menisms guys, and thank you.
Yeah. All right, man. You guys have a good one.